Hey, we got a really cool bike. I've always been a Suzuki guy from when I was a kid because this is what my uncles rode. So I want to, what's your name, and tell us what year this Suzuki is.
My name's Randy Parkinson. This is a 1979 Suzuki RM250.
Very cool. Now, what had you get this bike to restore and race? What kind of brought you to this bike?
Well, I had one in 79, bought a brand new one in 79, and sold it 2 years later, and recently got into vintage racing. So about 3 years ago, I bought it and tore it down, had all the welds checked, re-welded, powder coated, rebuilt the engine, and here we are racing today.
That's awesome. And that's you kind of wish you had kept the one in 79, the original one?
Well, now, yes. Back then, I couldn't get rid of it fast enough. It's always something new, you know, but now, getting older in age, you get nostalgic for what you did as a kid, and this is what I had when I was a kid.
That's awesome. And my uncle had this same bike back then, too. So I had an RM80. So anyway, so it's a really cool. So how often do you get to take this thing out and ride it or race it?
I race it probably at least once a month, sometimes twice a month.
That's awesome. That's what they're for. A lot of guys just fix these up and they just look at them. So
I've got 2 of those in my house.
You have 2 that you just look. Two you just look at. Okay. Yeah. So like with most vintage guys, they like to have backups and ones to look at. And the ones at home, what do you have?
I have a 1975 TM 100 and then a 1975 TM 125.
Awesome. Okay, so now on this bike, when you said you went through it completely, what's been the toughest part of that rebuild, and then maybe the toughest stuff to keep it running that you've had to deal with?
Getting the carburation right was a chore. It has a carburetor that wasn't standard on it. It's got a flat slide Mikuni carburetor, and getting the correct air boots to fit the thing was a chore, but now that the carburetion's dialed in, I have the air boots set up, it runs much cleaner.
That's awesome. Okay, and then now, if you were to guess, how much time and money do you think you have in this thing complete?
My wife might be listening. I really don't want to say.
All right. So, how about time? How much time?
Oh, hours and hours. I couldn't even guess. But it's what I like to do, and it's my time doesn't cost me anything, and it's what I like to do. Hundreds of hours at least. Yeah.
We're gonna tell your wife you have $500 into this thing.
She won't believe it, but okay.
All right. Hopefully we'll see you out in the track soon, and thanks a lot.